Republicans are very concerned that if they engage to the depth Democrats have on inequality, that the only answer that comes out is you have to tax people more, rich people more. So there hasn't been nearly as much of a serious discussion among conservative thinkers on what would be a market-based solution to inequality that would not involve raising lots of taxes, and would not necessarily even involve government intervention, but in fact, what are some ways that you could pull government back that might unleash that middle-class jobs machine again? So long as there's that sort of polarized debate, which there is, it's going to be harder. It's going to be harder on everything. I think what could force action, what could be optimistic about this, is that Americans are getting really, really tired of being told that the next guy who gets elected is going to make things better. They've not had things get better for a long time. And so the more that a broad coalition of people start demanding action to help middle-class people make a better life for themselves, then the better the shot that the parties actually have to come together and solve some things. Some fun, I hope, and some smart stuff. I mean, first off, Ezra, who is a friend of mine and a great guy, left, and we've rebuilt Wonk Blog, which is the thing that he created. It's smart, it's nerdy, it speaks to people who really, really care about policy and really care about these questions of how does policy get made in Washington and what should policy be. That's great, we have that. So what I've been tasked to do is something that thinks about similar policy questions, but in totally different frames with totally different storytelling. So we're really interested in what's happening in people's lives that demands a policy response. What are the big problems in America? And what are the ways in which government action affects Americans outside of Washington? And we're going to tell those stories by telling stories with real people and characters and human drama. And we want to engage an audience of people who aren't just hardcore policy wonks. We want to tell you a story so that you can engage and learn things that help you understand the big forces, the big changes happening in your world, and how the government fits into that or should fit into that. And then we want to we're going to tell those in narratives, we're going to tell it in visuals, we're going to do it with videos, and then we're going to do very interactive things with our readers so that they can ask us questions and we can answer, and we can have fun and not just be a place where you come and get depressed about the state of the world every day. But I think it's going to be a different kind of policy site, unlike any of the other ones that are out there on the web right now, and we're excited about it because it combines some of the things that I think traditional newspaper journalism does really well, and some of the things that the web has really opened up and allowed us to do. I think a lot of economists are quite good at dealing with people. Most of them don't see it as their job to explain their really complicated papers. I went to this conference this year, a big gathering of thousands of economists in Philadelphia in January, and so many of the presentations I went to were just someone standing up and telling you about her or his math, walking you through, here on this PowerPoint, and this is what this progression shows, and it was not very effective communication other than for the other economists in the room.